The last thing I should cover on the data types topic is conversions between data types. This means that we will see how to convert from one data type, a number for example, to another data type, like a string. There are specific functions that accomplish this task, so let's see some of them in action. First, let's try to convert an integer or a float number to a string. This is done using the str function. So let's say we have a variable num equals to 2 and another variable flt equals to 2.5. Let's do a type on each of these variables. So type of num is an integer and type of flt is a float. Okay, now let's convert these to strings. So let's create num1, a new variable, and apply the str function on num. So num1 equals str of num. Now let's see num1. Notice that 2 is already enclosed by quotes because it has already been converted to a string. Let's confirm this with the type function. So type of num1, it is a string. Let's do the same thing on flt. Let's create flt1 equals str of flt. Let's check out flt1. You can see the quotes again. Let's do a type on flt1. And indeed it is a string. Now let's try this backwards and convert a string to an integer. Let's create variable str equals to 5 in between double quotes because this is a string. Now let's create str1 equals, the function to convert a string into an integer is named int. So int of str. Let's check out str1. You can see that 5 is not enclosed by single or double quotes. Let's do a type on str1. And we indeed have an integer now. Okay. You can also convert integers to floating point numbers and vice versa. So we still have num in memory. It is 2. Type of num, it is integer. Okay. Let's create another variable. Let's say f equals to float. This is the function. Float of num. So we apply this function to the num variable. Let's check out f. Now you can see that it is 2.0. Let's do a type on f. And we can see that this is indeed a float. Okay. Now the other way around, we have flt 2.5. Let's create another variable. So f1 equals, to convert a float number to an integer, use the same int function as earlier. So int of flt. Now let's check f1. Okay, so type of f1. This is now a string. Okay, notice that applying the int function on a float will return the integer part of that number. In our case, 2. So keep this in mind. Now moving to sequences, let's convert a tuple into a list using the list function. Let's say we have top1 equals 1, 2, 3. Let's see top1 and type of top1. Okay, this is a tuple. To convert it to a list, use the list function. So let's create a new variable. List1 equals list of top1. Let's see list1. Okay, this is indeed a list. Let's do a type on list1. And Python confirms that this is indeed a list. We can also convert a list into a tuple using the tuple function. So we still have list1 in memory. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's create a variable. Let's say top equals tuple of list1. So this is the function you should apply when converting to a tuple. Okay, let's see the top variable. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's do a type on top. Okay, this is a tuple. Nice. We have also seen how the set function works, turning a list into a set. So let's say we still have list1 here. Okay. Now let's create variable set1 equals set of list1. So applying the set function will turn list1 into a set. Let's see set1. Okay, let's do a type on set1. And it is indeed a set. Now, the last thing I'll show you here is how to convert between different numerical representations of numbers. And I am referring to decimal, binary, and hex notations. So base 10, base 2, and base 16 numbers. Now let's say we have a variable num equals to 10. Let's convert 10 to binary. First, let's create another variable num underscore bin equals to, and now we should use the bin function, like this, bin of num. Let's check out num underscore bin. Okay, this is the binary representation of 10. Cool. Now let's do the same thing for hex. So let's create a new variable num underscore hex equals to, and now we will use the hex function on num. So hex of num. Let's check out num underscore hex. And this is the hex representation of 10. Cool. Now to convert from binary and hex back to decimal notation, we will use the same old int function, like this. Let's create a variable bin to num equals int of num underscore bin, comma, and a 2, where 2 is the base we are converting from. Okay, so let's check out bin to num. Okay, we got 10 back. Now the same thing for hex, so hex to num equals int of num underscore hex, comma, and 16. 16 being the base we are converting from. Remember this. Okay, now let's check hex underscore to underscore num, and we get 10 back again. Okay, now that's about all you need to know about data types for your Python adventure into the networking world. Of course, there are many other functions and methods we can discuss, but you will use them very rarely or even not use them at all. Now let's get on to the next section and discuss about control flow.